Group 5, and we are doing the Airborne case study. Airborne Express is the third largest delivery service for packages, parcels, and documents. And in the mail industry structure, it basically has evolved from taking a package from one location to another in a relatively small location to industrializing through launching this stuff through the air, where they can pretty much deliver it anywhere in the world. They did it through building the business by satisfying customers through relative price, reliability of the service, brand, tracking and information systems, delivery systems, improvement of customer service, convenience, and even habits of those that they serve. They have affected the small competitors by squeezing them through spreading costs over large volumes of deliveries, where prices and costs are basically just driven lower and lower. This pushes the smaller competitors to pony up investments or to compete, or to do the investments and compete at that level, or basically switch and focus on niche markets, which some of them did and were very successful at. Otherwise, they were acquired by larger companies or they're no longer there.
So Airborne's strategy in terms of surviving against major competitors like FedEx are to have their operations kind of all in one area, so it's not as spread out. They also employ many cost-saving measures, such as having packages transferred via trucks versus aircrafts, having refurbished passenger aircrafts that they use as cargo planes, having large warehouses near airports so that it minimizes the transportation, and also operating its own airport hub, keeping advertising costs down, and having tailored services for their clients. Airborne is focused on customers who ship large volumes, which help them to increase their margins, and they utilize 80% of their shipping space, which is a lot higher than other aircrafts. I think the highest quoted was 70%.
So, and we wanted to quantify some more of those advantages that she just stated. Two of them, the easiest ones, were 20% savings in pickup and 10% savings in delivery. Those were stated right in the article. The hardest one to calculate was their 80% capacity versus 65 to 70, as it mentioned in the article. You had to combine that with the fact that they ship twice as much ground only without ever using an airline, 30% versus 15%, and that is 1/3 the cost of using an airline. So with those two combined, you can see the long haul transport is the largest difference, as far as cost savings compared to Federal Express. And again, the advertising cost is very negligible, so I just reduced that down to what it was. That in all results in 20% difference between FedEx and Airborne. And that is all for their advantages.
So what can Airborne do to strengthen its position? Airborne presently, at the time of the case, was a B2B low-price carrier that offered highly customized solutions. And to strengthen its position, they really need to continue to take steps to improve their margins. This would include investing in further automation tools that allow higher efficiencies and less cost per parcel. The same automation tools should include some measure of self-service for their customers, to where direct sales related expenses could also be reduced. An example of this would be to update their website to allow for direct customer interaction. They also should broaden their coverage by way of the RPS partnership. In this case, they should really look at creating linkages between their core systems to automate and speed up transactions between the companies. And they should also seek out other similar joint ventures and partnerships, such as with DHL, to offer overseas shipping options, but Airborne should kind of maintain the end-to-end customer interaction. Another thing that Airborne does very well, and as part of its position, is that they're able to customize things very well for their clients. They should really exploit these capabilities by way of advertising and promotions to their present audience, and go deeper into who they're targeting in regards promotions and creating brand awareness, such as going beyond just logistics and shipping managers and moving up the food chain there. So if they maintain this low-cost, business-only approach, they should be able to strengthen their position by primarily looking at improving margins. We do not believe they should follow the distance-based pricing approach. They should continue to stick with business clients and avoid residential delivery as well. Now we'll move on to our fifth question.
Lastly, the reason Airborne hasn't been stomped out by their competitors such as FedEx and UPS is because they've focused on finding the right clients instead of just a high volume of clients. They've focused on finding large businesses that do high volume, where they're able to customize different shipping and packaging solutions for these companies, bring down the costs, and due to the high volume these businesses produce, they're able to have a steady case of business. The flexibility that they're able to offer these large companies and the low pricing and whatnot is very attractive, whether it's getting packages out quickly early in the mornings or delaying those packages or deliveries in order to help these companies save money or just be a better solution for them overall.